So I just wanted to ask if you would work with the mayor to fully fund in order to implement the law and ensure that every child gets a great education and health care in their most critical years of life from birth to 3. So funding the birth to 3 law would cost about $40 million for DC Child Care Subsidy Program that would improve the quality of care that the DC residents get and will improve the pay of the teachers. So will you commit to helping the mayor fund the birth to 3 legislation of $40 million? And I can take over.
In case you didn't hear, or if you did hear, birth to 3 is a bill that we passed, I think it actually was 2 years ago. And the idea is to give more resources, particularly to low-income families with children who are literally from birth to 3 years of age. You know, we have pre-K, universal pre-K now in the city. It's not mandatory, but parents can send 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds to school. But what happens before they're 3 years old? That's what this bill's about. The bill was reported out and passed with a huge price tag. The $40 million is only a piece of it. It's like over $100 million a year cost. And the council members who reported the bill out did not identify funding for it. Now, I'll take issue with your question when you say work with the mayor to fund it. The mayor has done nothing to fund any of it. Last year, the council funded, I'm going to say between $10 and $20 million to pay some of the cost. And we will continue to look at ways that we can try to fully fund the bill. We have a lot of competing issues like affordable housing, like changing the recertification of individuals for the Alliance, Healthcare Alliance, that are also costing in the tens of millions. So there's a lot of competition for dollars. But we significantly improve the chances, positive chances, or chances for positive outcomes for kids if we can get more services to them from birth to 3, and that's what this bill's about.
We were asking council members to try to commit $3 million each in order to raise that amount of what each council member can contribute, and we talked to Robert White about it too. So do you think that sounds doable?
No, because members don't have budgets. They do have agencies under their oversight. Some agencies have got a lot of local dollars, some of them don't, but the only way for a council member to commit $3 million is to cut from.
Okay.
And some of the committees have almost entirely federal money, and we can't redirect that to local programs like this. So it sounds good to say each member come up with $3 million, but which I'm doing the math, that comes out to $42 million. But that's hard to do. What I have done every year as the chairman is I have looked for ways to get more money into housing programs, into birth to 3 this past year, more money into schools, increasing the uniform per pupil student funding formula. And I have been able in the last, every year I've been chairman, to come up with, I'm going to say, between $10 and $30 million, but it gets spread between those different programs.
So, but how would money be actually coming out of housing? Like, what do those dollars look like? Because a lot of the funding for birth to 3 will be helping workers be able to pay for housing, pay for the needs that they have. So this is all of these issues relate to each other. So do you think that this goes hand in hand?
Well, they do relate to each other, but the money that we put in for housing, and actually you can go to the council's website, our budget office just put out a flyer and I should have brought it. The city's putting about $840 million a year into affordable housing. That includes services for homelessness, that includes rent subsidy vouchers, that includes the Housing Reduction Trust Fund, it includes tax abatements that we provide for low-income or affordable housing projects. Add all that up and it's about $840 million. So when you ask what is the housing money, what does that look like? It's all of that. Typically when apartment buildings are built these days in the city, if they're entirely private, they have 10% of the units are affordable to inclusionary zoning, and that would be the upper end of affordable, like workforce housing. If there's government money involved, then there's between 20 and 30% for typically low and extremely low income. And we will provide subsidies to the construction of the building, as well as then provide rent subsidies, which we call Local Rent Supplement Program, or LRSP.
So I guess my last question would be, since you said the mayor hasn't done anything to fund this legislation, what is your role in making her do that? Because I know other coalitions and groups are meeting with her to make sure that she does allocate money towards it. But what would you say your role is in doing that as well?
And Kenyon McDuffie has just joined us. You want to say hello before I answer the question?
No, please.
Can you recreate your basketball video?
No, all that.
All that.
I was a shooter.
It's not easy to describe what the relationship is. We're two different branches. The question was, what can the council do to get the mayor to put money into Birch for 3? Well, we advocate